I'm Marcellus Wiley. He's Emmanuel Acho. Inspired today. That's our word.
Bro, I'm inspired every day, man. I got to be better. I got to give y'all more. I got to give you more, Sel.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
It starts with you just doing more, and you doing a lot over there right now. Show the watch. Oh, he thinks he's close. All right. Well, let's get it started and switch gears in Brooklyn, where the Nets said earlier this week that Kyrie Irving cannot play or practice with the team till he's a full participant. This falls in line with New York's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Last night, Kyrie was on Instagram Live and told his side of the story on his decision. Listen.
I'm staying grounded in what I believe in. It's just as simple as that. It's not about being anti-vax or about being, on one side or the other. Like, it's just really about being true to what feels good for me. I'm still uncertain about a lot of things, and that's okay. If I'm going to be demonized for having more questions and taking my time to make a decision with my life, then that's just what it is. That's something I got to sit in. I know the consequences of the decisions I make with my life. I'm not here to sugarcoat any of that. Don't believe that I'm retiring. Don't believe that, I'm going to give up this game for a vaccine mandate or staying unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that, man.
So, Acho, what's your reaction to Kyrie Irving's comments?
My first reaction is this. I've seen a lot of people on television going at Kyrie Irving. So let me preface with clarifying something. Kyrie Irving, by everything we know, is an incredible human being. Kyrie Irving, he donated $1.5 million to the WNBA, subsidizing their lack of income last year during COVID. Kyrie Irving supported women and women's rights and women's equality. Kyrie Irving bought a house for the family of George Floyd in the midst of that tragedy, a tragedy that shook up the entirety of the nation. Kyrie Irving standing for injustice, systemic injustice, police brutality. Kyrie Irving bought 50,000 masks and donated six figures to indigenous people, supporting the efforts of indigenous people, but also COVID relief towards indigenous people. Kyrie Irving has supported a plethora of causes. I give credit to Kyrie Irving for the man that Kyrie Irving is. Salute to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, we also must address the fact that Kyrie Irving is a contrarian without cause. Kyrie Irving is a contrarian without cause. This is the whole thesis statement of what everybody needs to be talking about, but at least what I am going to be talking about. Do you all remember 2018? It was the heels of Kyrie Irving's 3-year run in which he submitted that the earth was indeed flat and not spherical.
Yeah.
Finally, in 2018, when Kyrie Irving apologized for that, he said, sorry, I did not know the power of my words. He further on went to say, I just wanted to challenge everybody to do their own research because I like debate. It's not as though Kyrie Irving ever fully believed that the earth was flat, not my words, but his own. But Kyrie Irving said, I like debate. And I wanted to challenge people to do their own research. This is the M.O. of Kyrie Irving. We're seeing it again in 2021. The difference is, whether the earth is flat or the earth is spherical, lives are not dependent upon that. Not imminently, at least. But whether the vaccine helps or the vaccine doesn't, lives are dependent upon that information. Once again, Kyrie Irving, you have to know the power of your words. You cannot plead in 2021 the same ignorance you pled in 2018. You have matured, the earth has matured, and we are continuing to evolve. So, I want to start simply by acknowledging Kyrie Irving, you're a phenomenal human being. Let me say that in case nobody else on television does today. But also, Kyrie Irving, you are a contrarian without cause. Do not just kick up dust and hide your hands. If you want to kick up dust, do something to subsidize or do something to equal out the playing field and the problems in which you've caused.
Okay. That was a balanced approach, and I respect it, and I like it. I like Kyrie Irving. You know me. I'm fan man when it comes to Kyrie Irving on that basketball court. So it pains me to go against Kyrie Irving in terms of what he's professing right now. But let's just paint the picture, because Kyrie's actually correct in terms of how this is dividing people. I've had some division in my family, I told you before, on air and off air. Some people in my family are not vaccinated, and they're politicizing it. They're using it as a platform for them to speak on other issues by using COVID as the fashionable issue at large. Okay. I've had those discussions privately. What Kyrie is talking about, which I agree with him, is there's a civil war going on right now in our society, it seems like. It's at least being portrayed as a battle of the brainwashed versus the brainless. I would like to raise my hand. I'm brainwashed, I guess. Because if you're vaccinated, you're brainwashed. The government got you too. You got jabbed. And if you're like Kyrie, who's unvaccinated, not anti-vax, just unvaccinated, then you must be brainless. What are you thinking? And all that kind of stuff. Now, that's the portrayal. Let's dive into the deeper details. And to me, this is so deep that it's really simple. Everyone wants to throw out the term research, like they some damn professors and geniuses. I learned this a long time ago. If you're genius at anything, you're lucky to be genius at something, but you're not genius at everything. Calm your ass down. Stop trying to act like you can do this and this and this well. So whenever I hear someone say, I'm doing my own research, or I need to see the research, I'm just looking like, dude, how many times you gonna Google? Or are you really gonna go into the lab and start to do experiments on everything you've ever taken? Have you? Will you? If not, why start now? It's because of the politics at play. Here's the thing. Kyrie missed something that was really simple. And I don't know where in his development did he miss this step, but a lot of people seem like now they're going to echo the same sentiments. Here it is, Acho. He wants to choose differently, but have the same consequences. Now, hold up. I know that may go either over your head or under your feet. I don't know who you are as an individual receiving that message. But if you choose differently in this world, you won't have the same consequences. I have not given it any attributes if it's a positive or negative consequence, but they won't be the same. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Sure. However, if those actions are not equal, there will be inequity in the reactions. And that's what he's dealing with right now. He can't believe that there's inequity in his response. Well, let me tell you, in your broad term of using research, Kyrie, you can use math as well. I'm going to give you two examples of intimate things that affected me growing up. And this is where the math comes in. In our country, we have an issue with guns and guns violence, right? 20,000 people killed by guns last year, 24,000 with suicide, round numbers, 44,000 in total. There was a virus 2 years ago no one ever talked about or heard about called COVID-19. You and I either, right? Since that time, in 18, 19 months, it has killed 720,000 Americans. Americans. Now, I just told you about a problem we have in our society with guns, right? And that has killed 44,000. Just in simple math, which one you think is a greater problem? Okay, let's stop. All right, bring it home, and hopefully the tears won't come. I lost my mother to breast cancer. Now, two things come from this. One, if you look at the numbers of breast cancer and cancer at large, those numbers, 599,000 people have died in a year span over cancer. COVID still trumps that in number of deaths. Now, which one's a greater problem? I'm not here to declare, because if you lose one person, you're going to think that's the greater problem no matter what I bring out. But as a guy who had to grow up around guns and see that tragedy play out in my life and lose family members, friends, teammates, etc., and now a person who sits here without a mother because she was lost to cancer, and then now to know that the reason that so many people are noticing the cancer is on the rise and the shortage of emergency beds for those who have issues because unvaccinated people are letting this disease run rampant. I add all of that up to say to Kyrie Irving, hey, man, I'm not going to tell you to shut up and dribble. I'm going to say dribble and then do your research. Now, I don't trust your research because right now I don't trust what you're saying. Too many people have been impacted by this. Too many lives have been lost. And we are still trying to trivialize this into something political. He talks about violence. He talks about justice. He talks about systemic racism. And these are all natural forces of life. Kyrie's taking in too much water, big dog, and I hope he sees the light of day. Sorry.
Good.
For cussing.
Good. Man, that's hard to follow. I'll say it like this, Sel. Kyrie Irving is presenting problems without a solution. And I can't stand when people present problems without a solution, because if you present to me a problem and you present no solution, then who is going to provide the solution to the problem that you presented? Ultimately, we're just stuck at a problem, and the problem we have because you, in fact, presented it. Kyrie Irving, you're presenting a problem. It's what you did when you tried to say that the earth was flat. Because ancient philosopher, I believe it was the 1500s, Galileo, he dedicated his life, astronomy, astrology, study of everything atmospherical, to realizing that the earth was not in fact flat, it was spherical. He dedicated his life so much so that he died on house arrest because of his beliefs.
Damn.
So there's a man who dedicates the entirety of his life, his expertise, to studying something. And you, Kyrie Irving, want to undermine that with no factual evidence, no data, no research. You just feel like listening to people debate. Your words, not my own. Kyrie Irving, once again, there are doctors, epidemiologists go to school for 7 years. You can go as a medical doctor up to 10 to 12 years. There are doctors who have dedicated 7 to 10